Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Well, hello tonight. How's everybody doing? J-Mac here with you. Sorry, my camera's not working. Got a special guest with me tonight. So before I introduce the guys, I'm going to introduce my special guest. Go ahead and say hi, buddy.
Hi.
That is my next generation. That's Jordan. That's my oldest. And he's wanting to get into live broadcasting and stuff. So he's going to hang out with us tonight. Ask him a few questions. He'll drop a couple lines in, and he wants to be doing this next. So let's all welcome Jordan to the show.
All right, Jordan.
What's up, buddy?
Welcome.
I guess we got to be PG tonight then?
No, he is almost 19. We're fine.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I can do this show PG.
I don't think we could do the show PG because remember, we go at dark 30 because sometimes it gets a little dirty.
It's a little dirty. This man can never keep it clean. We all know this.
And we can't. And we want to thank everyone that supports us first before I introduce everybody because we've been averaging around 200 views a show just on the Facebook side. So
Nice.
TikTok's been great. TikTok, we're getting about 500 to 600 hits on our TikTok videos. So we thank you all for that. And that definitely is we couldn't do this without you. So without further ado, again, I'm J-Mac, the Bearded One. I'm here tonight with Crispy Bacon. And Chris was telling us before the show, looks like he's got a little chocolate on top of his lip there. But apparently he's trying to grow the Gardner Minshew stash. What's up with that, man?
Just trying something different.
Yeah, that's totally
It's like the
different.
Cowboys are trying to win.
Right?
I thought you just forgot to wash your face or something.
But you know what? Maybe it'll bring some chicks in, man. Who knows? We'll see with that.
There you go.
And then
Next, you got to work on the top part.
Yeah, there you go. And then, of course, below him, we have the man who's here. He's not just here messing around. He's here to be serious tonight, but we call him mess around. Dave, what's going on, brother?
Well, you know, we had a liquid sunshine today, and it is cold here. It's 42 degrees. It's a blistering 42, let me tell you.
42. Come on.
I got my blanket on. I'm wrapped up in a sweater and 2 shirts underneath. It is freezing.
Yeah,
Did you not pay your heat bill?
No, that would be the cat.
And then we got the one, the only. That's right, Double Dirty Big B. What's going on tonight, brother?
Doing good. Just got off of work. Today's my Friday, so I got the next couple days off. Hopefully have a little fun. It's actually supposed to be pretty warm here. It's supposed to be like 50s come Wednesday, but then drop down to freezing cold on Thursday. So welcome to Minnesota weather, guys. I'll be complaining about it almost every day you see me.
Yep, we know that one. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining me tonight. We're going to talk a little bit of Monday Night Football. Did you guys all watch the game?
I
got to watch some of it at work, so.
I saw a good chunk of it, yeah.
Yeah. So what do we think? Did the Rams show anything tonight? Do you think they're going to come back and end up winning the NFC West?
I don't think so.
I mean, that's tough because yeah, they're up there. I mean, you know, J-Mac, we've talked before, you know, with your brother and us on Sports Minute. You know, we know what Stafford's about. We've always been scared to mess around. You can vouch for it, you know, being a Bears fan. You know, you get on the ball with some weapons, he's dangerous. So, you know, if that defense shows up like they did, offense shows up like they have been, I mean, yeah, they could make a run for, you know, that West title.
Yeah, and OBJ scored a touchdown in his 3rd straight game for the Rams. I think that's been a good addition to their team.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan, what are your thoughts? Who's going to win the NFC West? Is it going to be the Arizona Cardinals or the Los Angeles Rams?
I think the Cardinals are going to win.
So he thinks the Cardinals are going to win.
I can't debate that because, I mean, they do it with their backups too. So, I mean, if Murray goes down, you know, they got a capable backup. So, it's going to be a battle. That's going to be a fun last 4 weeks to watch for that division over there.
I think so. I caught some Crispy Bacon. I caught some of your diehard football podcasts earlier.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys were going through divisions and talking about who's going to win the divisions. And real quick, I think we're just going to do that. The NFC North is locked up. Green Bay's the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. And they've locked up winning that division. I don't think anyone on this panel is going to argue with that. I think that
No, Steven's not here.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way for them to lose the division is for them to lose every game and Minnesota to win out. Do we really think that's going to happen?
Nope.
No.
Anyone here? No.
They'll lock it up next week. I mean, because the Vikes will probably lose to the Bears and the Packers will win.
All the Packers have to do is win because the Vikings already have 7 losses.
I was looking
that
at
is true. You're right.
schedule for both teams, the Rams and the Cardinals. And it's not easy by any means for either team. I mean, next week the Cardinals got the Lions. That's a bye. The Rams are playing.
The Vikings lost to the Lions. Come on now.
The Rams are playing the Seahawks. That's tough. That's a division game. And then the following week the Cardinals play the Colts.
That's going to be a tough one.
The Rams play the Vikings. And then going into week 17, Cardinals have the Cowboys. And the Rams
That's a win.
The Ravens. And then the last week of the season, let's see, where's that? The Cardinals played the Seahawks and Rams played the Niners.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not an easy road for either team, for sure.
I would say the Cardinals or the Rams probably got a little bit easier last 4 games, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I guess maybe I could see where we're talking about maybe them having a little bit of a little bit easier schedule down the stretch. So anyway, that's NFC North. So we went the NFC West, NFC North, NFC South. NFC South, is anyone beating the Buccaneers? Do they have that division locked up? They have it locked up.
That's
they locked it.
We don't even. By the way, the other thing I want to say in the NFC South is that the Carolina Panthers have now gone 0-11 in the last 11 starts that Cam Newton has made for that franchise.
I saw that.
So that's something to keep in mind. And then
Carolina's good with Cam Newton. Not really.
Then we got the NFC East. Now, the interesting thing about the NFC East is that 3 of those teams are still in the playoff hunt. Washington would be a wild card team right now. Yep. Does Washington scare any of you guys if they make it to the playoffs?
Scares me.
I mean, the playoffs a different atmosphere. I mean, I guess it all depends on how they get in. I mean, if they come in on a 4 or whatever game, if they finish out on a winning streak, they're going to be a scary team. 3-1 probably still scary, but if they squeak in, just like the Vikings squeak in, nobody should be scared of them.
Well, I mean, prior to this past week, Washington was on a 4-game winning streak, so
yeah.
That's why they scared me, because they had a winning streak.
Yeah.
Oh, Heineke.
What do you think, Jordan? Is Washington going to make the playoffs? Are they going to beat some teams in the playoffs?
I think yes.
Dynamite drop in. All right. Dynamite drop in, Monty. That broadcast school has really paid off.
I was going to say that, but I couldn't remember how it went.
Yeah. Okay, so we got those. Then we go to the AFC real quick. So we got the AFC East. Are the Bills coming back to win that division, or are the Patriots going to take it?
Ooh. They play what, in 2 weeks?
They play in 2 weeks.
God, I hate to say I can't count the Patriots out right now. I mean, they're riding high with that rookie quarterback. The Bills are tough too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I could see this being a, AFC division title game going to the Super Bowl. I mean,
okay, all right.
I feel like Patriots, but I want Bills. But I feel like the Patriots.
Oh yeah, I want the Bills too. I can't stand the Patriots, but right now you got to go with the hot hand. I mean,
Yeah.
So we know there's one team in that division that's not going anywhere, and that's the Jets.
Well, they're going places. I mean,
Yeah, they're going down. So that's the AFC East. We got the AFC South, which the Titans are running away from. With is anyone going to beat the Titans? I don't think so. I don't even think the Colts can catch them at this point. I think the Titans are going to win the South.
That's a lock, yeah.
just think what that alone would look like if they had Henry healthy. I mean,
Oh man, it's unreal. You know what was crazy, and I shared this before last week. Derrick Henry, until going into this last week, was number 2 in the NFL in rushing yards, and he hasn't played in 5 weeks.
That is insane.
so let's bring that up quick. I know, just a quick conversation. Does that show you that who the MVP really should be? I mean,
Absolutely.
and with
But
that,
they won't
and
give-
also with that being said, any chance that Taylor from the Colts is in the MVP talk?
No.
I
don't
mean,
think
I'm
so.
sorry, but to me, he has to be. How do you not put? I'm not saying he wins it, Chris. I'm not at
No,
all
I
saying
know.
he wins it. But how do you not put him in the conversation?
He's definitely in the conversation.
That's all I'm saying.
Just like Henry. I mean, J-Mac, you said it. I mean, he was second in rushing and hasn't played in 5 weeks. To me, that's your MVP right there. I mean, sadly to say. I mean,
Yeah.
I think all the votes.
well, it's going to be a
I'm not-
quarterback winning it. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, a quarterback's won. A quarterback's won in what, 8 or 9 years in a row now. I
Do
mean,
you want to know what Taylor's stats are right now?
Taylor has
Threw the ball 241 times for 1,348 yards, 16 touchdowns.
and that's
Yep.
and he's got 4 games left in the season still. I mean,
Yep.
you're talking about a guy that could top 20 touchdowns this year, and then
And
that's
what was
all
his rushing yards mess around?
1,300.
Oh, okay. So,
1,348.
okay, I thought it was more than that. So I'm like, he could also, if he has a good couple of weeks, be close to 2,000, but he ain't going to get close to 2,000.
I mean, yeah, but still, in a passing league, you're talking about a guy that's got 1,300 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns with 4 games left in the season. And that's I'm glad Mess Around brought that up, because that's all I'm saying to Chris. Is he going to win the MVP? Probably not, because a quarterback always wins it. But does he have to be in the conversation because he could score 20 touchdowns this year?
Just
I'm
because he
just not
doesn't
sure
win the
if he
MVP
will
award.
be.
Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, you're good. I just don't know if he will be. I don't know if people will give that consideration.
Well, no, because the whole thing is they go by the name, the position, and it's the quarterback. The quarterback touches the ball every single play. Running back's probably second most. And it's like J-Mac said, it's a passing league right now. So yeah, your top 5 guys right now are all going to be quarterbacks. Which ain't right.
Just
Right.
because he doesn't win the MVP award doesn't mean he doesn't win the Offensive Player of the Year award.
That's
No, you're
true.
exactly right.
True.
I mean, Henry could probably still win that. I mean,
Yeah. No, you're definitely right. Okay, so that was the AFC South. AFC North, I think that one's wide open. I think that one is wide open between all 4 teams. For me, I think the Ravens still pull it out. I think they still end up winning that division, because even without Lamar Jackson, they still have a good team. They still have a good team even without him. So that's where I'm at. The AFC, what would we go to next? We'd go to the AFC. We've got the AFC West is the only one that's left. Man, Kansas City, we all thought that they were down this year. They have won 6 games in a row now.
6 in a row.
Mhm.
6
and
in a
their
row.
defense is showing up.
That defense carried them from
So
where they were before to now. It's night and day. They're they're allowing 11 points per game.
yeah, so Kansas City's a scary team, that's for sure. So I think that they still win the West, but I think a team to not count out in the playoffs from the West. Philip Rivers couldn't do it with the Chargers, but I'm telling you, Justin Herbert's the real deal in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep calling them San Diego. My bad.
Right. I know. But and we keep saying, just wait another week. We'll see if he's the real deal. He's second in the NFL in touchdown passes. He's third in passing yards. I mean, at what point do we say Justin Herbert's the real deal in the NFL?
I think when you take them to the playoffs, maybe. You
I
know?
think he's already there.
Oh yeah.
I
He's already elite. He's already an
I
elite.
mean, but Chris is right though. I mean, yeah, you put up good numbers in regular season, you get the team knocking on the door. I mean, sooner or later you got to bust open that door and make the playoffs. So this is, if Herbert gets in, I mean, yeah, he's up there as one of the top quarterbacks. I mean,
Even if they lose in the playoffs, you could say he took them there.
yep.
Man, that sounds like a true Cowboy and Dak Prescott fan right there.
Right?
Oh,
You
they'd
would
be
think
happy if
DiNucci-
DiNucci took them to the playoffs. They just want to get in the playoffs.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so we went through those real quick. So the rest of the show, what we're gonna do is we're just we're gonna talk. We're gonna tell some stories. We're gonna tell some jokes. I'm gonna let Jordan chime in a little bit with some of this stuff too. But
Jordan, you better be taking
hi,
notes, buddy.
Christy Wilson. Hi, we welcome you to the show. I guess you're coming on Friday. Let us know in the comments what you decided, because I know you want to come on the show. So she likes Justin Herbert. I think everyone does. And again, I know Messing Around and I were on the same page. He's an Oregon kid. Never thought he was going to amount to anything in the NFL. I'm like, he's not NFL ready.
Well, thank God for a couple doctors, he's saying.
I thought he was trash in college. He was trash at Oregon.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't think he was going to be anything because he was trash at Oregon. He proved me wrong.
Yep. I mean, I'm happy to say that I was wrong. I'll admit that one. I totally called that one wrong.
Well, I know there would be another Coast to Coast host that would be happy to hear you say that you were wrong about Oregon Duck quarterback.
Yeah, I know. But let me ask you guys real quick before we get into our stories and jokes. Real quick, just simple yes or no explanation. Because I'll ask Jordan as well, and he can give us his answer. But is Justin Herbert a better NFL quarterback than Marcus Mariota?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. I would have to go back and look at Mariota's stats because I know a little bit, but yeah, I would say I'd give him a slight edge.
What's your answer? Yes or no, Jordan?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. It's unanimous. Even Christy says yes. So that's a unanimous across the board. I think she's saying yes to that. Maybe she's saying yes about coming on the show on Friday. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. She'll comment again in a minute. Anyway, let's. I know that Mess Around, you wanted to tell a story about watching a game and answering a question, and so let's start with that. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was watching a little bit of the Monday Night Football game tonight, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm staring at the TV like this, and I hear the wife ask me a question, but I didn't answer because I was watching the game. I was so into it, and then the play was over, and I turned to her, and she goes, "Did you hear what I said? This is where I messed up." I said, "Yeah, I heard what you said." I should have said, "No, I didn't hear you." But I messed up and said,
You
"Yeah, I
still
heard
messed
you."
up.
And she's like, "Well, why didn't you answer me? That's kind of weird that you didn't answer me." I'm like, "I'm watching the game. You know better to talk to me when I'm watching the game."
Strike two.
Strike two, exactly.
Chris, you taking notes?
Yeah. So Jordan, I'll ask you because you don't have the headphones on and can't hear, but basically Dave's asking, should a woman talk to you or ask you a question while you're watching a football game? Tell us what you think.
I think not.
Good man. Good man.
So I think.
But that's right.
okay.
What was the question?
What was the question? I don't know.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
I heard the question. I repeated it to her word for word, but I can't remember what the question was right now.
Probably something that didn't matter anyway in the long run. Yeah. So you had a convenient store story for us. I think Big B, you were saying something about that.
Yeah. So okay, we were talking before we went on. Gonna give props to Dave for trying to quit chewing, for personal reasons, but we won't get into that. But it's funny how people come in, $20, they'll get a pack of cigarettes, pop, something snack on. No, they'll be like, oh, let's put the rest on the pump whatever they're on. And typically it's like $3. It's like, so $3. Oh, yeah, I need a little bit more gas. So they'll be like, instead of possibly putting the cigarettes away or whatever, they'll put like the candy away. So now they're up to $4. Okay, that's good enough. It's just like, really? I mean, to me, I think out of all that, the least thing that you need is the $7 pack of cigarettes now, or $8, whatever they're at now. But it just cracks me up that people come in and they prioritize and they have to get that. And that's why I'm not picking on you because I know how addicted stuff can be. But it's just like, okay, yep, I'll take that, and put the rest on pump whatever. Okay. And it's like $2. It's like, yeah, that's going to get you very far these days. So.
Yeah.
Well, I always laughed when they did that stuff to me. I even had one guy come in, a teenage kid, probably early 20s, empties out his pockets, had like 90 some cents, and he's like, I need to put this on pump one. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. It's going to get you to the end of the driveway, and then you'll be out of gas again.
They'll let you start the car.
Yeah.
But it's always fun watching people come into convenience stores and get their stuff and
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, retail stores. So I mean, working in a retail store, I can give you a story. I could tell you, people come in, and I know the mess around knows this from his days as a cashier. People come in.
Plus.
I mean, they have their either, we call it EBT here, so their food stamp card, whatever, and they come in and they buy $100 worth of stuff, and they only have $80 in food stamps. So to put that $20 back, they put back the lettuce and the tomatoes and the meat
the healthy stuff
and all of that. But you know what they keep? They keep the soda. And they keep candy and the potato chips. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, mess around, but how many times did we see that?
A lot. That's not even the worst one. The worst one is when they come in with the EBT card, right? And they buy 2-3 cases of water, and they take the water out to the can machine. They dump all the water out and put it all in the bottle machine. Take it back in just to get the money from the bottles.
Yeah, because the bottles cost 10 cents a piece here, by the way, as a deposit.
Wait, what? No, wait. What they do?
They buy the water, they dump it out, and then they repurchase it or buy
right.
back.
So how it works here, Big B, is if you buy a bottle of water, it costs you whatever the sticker price is plus 10 cents for a deposit, so that you'll recycle it, right?
Okay. $2.40.
No, we're talking like we're not talking like the big 5-gallon or gallon jugs. We're talking like
we're talking
like a bottle that you get on a soda machine.
Yeah, like the 16.9 ounces or 20 ounces. So basically, if you pay $4.99 and it's a 24 pack, you have to pay an extra $2.40 for deposit. Well, here's where Oregon messed up. I like the idea of recycling. What I don't like is that $2.40 is covered by your EBT card.
Yep.
But what they don't do is if you bring that $2.40 back to the store, they give you cash.
Okay.
So you paid for it.
But in the long run, I mean, realistically, the person's losing out on the deal because you're paying $6, you're only getting $2 back.
Right.
You're wasting $4.
But you're pouring out the water you just bought.
They're getting it in cash so that they can come back in and get their cigarettes. And
I get the roundabout way, but
I mean, so that's a roundabout way of doing the thing. Hey, Chris, you got a story for us? Like any funny, interesting things you've dealt with?
No, well, when I was little, I was getting like a magazine or something, and I thought it was paid for. I was little, but I walked out, and it's like, oh, I forgot. My mom's like, oh, I forgot to pay for it. It's like, I'm sorry.
Oh, we've all done that.
Oh yeah.
So we went back in and paid for it, but I thought,
you go to the store, you put your soda on the bottom of the cart, the cashier doesn't see it, you walk out, oh look, I just got 3 packs of soda for free.
Yeah, I've been there. Jordan, tell us a wild story. Tell us a wild story.
He's like, wait, which one can I tell without getting in trouble with my dad?
I'm sure you tell. What about your dad?
Which one?
Can't make it up.
No, you need to tell us one. You don't need to make one up. You've lived plenty of wild times in your life.
Tell what about your dad?
They want to hear one about me. Tell a story about me.
Tell us an embarrassing one about your dad.
They want an embarrassing story about me.
Okay.
Okay, he's coming with it.
My dad caught me skipping school.
Caught you skipping school? We've all done that.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say he caught you doing something else.
Oh, I mean that too. But no, I mean that too. But no, we've all been there, buddy. We've all skipped school before.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not Chris. I think Chris is the goody two shoes of the bunch.
Not always, but
Chris just has a good hiding spot, right?
Right?
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
And you mess around. You remember going to Marshfield and you had Mr. Boyd, that really old guy. Like,
oh, yeah.
And by the time I went there, he like drove around on this little, I don't even know what you call it. What do you call those things? Like a Segway? And he'd catch you down at the smoker's stairs, and you're down there doing your thing, and he'd come up and be like, "You're supposed to be in class," and you're like, "I'll get right on that, old man." And then you'd go off in his Segway, and you'd light up another cigarette. And
right? I can't remember.
God, did every school have that little secret?
Every school has that.
That smoker staircase, or someone that lives nearby, you got to go in their garage and smoke. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean that everyone had that. So
I have no idea who this Fitz only Cholet guy is, but welcome.
yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Fitzny Choletti? Cholet? Something like that. Anyway. We could go on and on about significant others and different things, but we got to get some jokes in here. And how many of us in here have children? I think it's everybody but Chris, right?
Yep. Well,
So
Jordan.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, guys. Do you think that the universe's revenge on the human race is teenagers?
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, I don't know about you guys, but have you ever told a 15-year-old anything and they've been like, "Whoa, thanks for telling me that. I didn't know that."
I can't even tell my son who's 8 stuff like that. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, Dad, that's nothing new." I mean,
I know. You like tell him something, and I don't know how many people are religious, but I just find this funny. I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about how old was Lucifer when he got cast out of heaven? My guess is 15. Like,
I'm gonna say he was a pre-tween. He was like a tweenager.
yeah, I'm saying something because it's just like, man. I don't know. It's kind of crazy because you tell a 15-year-old something and like, duh.
Speaking about religion and stuff like that, like like Santa Claus and stuff, like the Easter Bunny and all that garbage. I got in trouble the other day because my son was bugging me. He kept saying, "Hey, Dad, is Santa real?" And I'm like, "I don't know, is he?" And he'd be like, "Yeah." And he's like, "No, Dad, is he real?" And he kept asking me. I'm like, "Fine, he's not real." And the wife's like, "What? I cannot believe you just told him that." And I'm like, "Well, he kept bugging me, and I got tired of it, so I said, no, he's not."
Yeah,
I'm an asshole.
Well, we all have to be a little bit sometimes.
Strike 3.
I mean, yeah, strike 3. But think of it this way too. Like, we all have to be sometimes. And I'll tell you this. Now, I'm pagan, so anyone that's curious about that, get a little into my personal life that I'm pagan. So. But what a lot of people don't realize with these Christian holidays that they have is they're all derived from pagan rituals from back in the early days. Easter is actually a fertility holiday. That's where the bunny comes from. Nobody understands that part, though, that they're talking about with the – I'm not going to get all that right now. We'll get to that in another show. But it's like do your research, know what you're talking about. But back to the teenager part, like I just don't understand. And you know what's worse though? What's worse is where we're kind of at right now. We have two 17-year-olds who have jobs.
Okay.
Now they pay for their own car, they pay for their own car insurance, and they pay for their own cell phones.
Good
So-
responsibility. Okay.
Right. I completely agree. Good responsibility. Do you know when that backfires on me, however?
When you want to use the car?
Well, no, they have their
Try
own
and take
car.
it away
But
from you?
yeah, exactly. When I'm like, yeah, you need to put your phone on the table. No, I don't. It's mine. I pay for it.
Yep.
And what do I really say to that? Because technically they're not wrong.
Shit, you're right. Fuck.
Yeah. And that's, and then you're talking about the other kids and you're like, well, no one does a damn thing in this house. No one pays for anything on their own. And you get them too that's like, oh, really? Oh, really?
I don't pay for my phone. I don't pay for my car insurance. Really? Really, Dad? Really?
Yeah.
You need to go there.
Yeah.
So are they looking to get an award or a medal or
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, that's still my thing. And it's like, well, what I feel like when they're ungrateful, I want to wrap a bow around like the water faucet.
Well, it's like my parents always told me when I was a kid, you're gonna eat, you're gonna work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big realization for them. They always, especially the older two, they always liked convenient stuff that they didn't have to cook, stuff for the microwave and stuff. And so
I was like that.
they
for a
always,
while.
they always put that on the grocery list. Well, then when we're like, you know what? No, you gotta want that kind of stuff. You can buy it yourself because you're working, you make enough money.
Yep.
Right.
Well, guess what? They've been eating ramen noodles for a while because now they're like, well, I don't want to pay that ridiculous price for that. Well, yeah, that's what adulting does for you.
Thankfully,
Yeah,
my daughter's really big into taking culinary classes in high school, so she's learning to cook.
Well,
Cool.
that's good. That's good. But yeah, it's when they have to become adults and they have to figure out there's shit you have to pay for. It's
And
really
J-Mac,
really good.
Did you watch the Cosby Show at all growing up?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever catch the episode where it was they tried to teach Theo a lesson?
Oh
about money and
yes,
stuff?
yes I did. Yes
and they
I
took
did.
everything out of his room, and he had to go get a job and all that.
Yeah.
That's one show that I gotta say, one episode I think a lot of kids have to watch. I mean, because you don't know how much you're gonna get until you have to start paying rent, paying your car insurance,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh, and then they get upset. They're like, "Wait, I got to get an oil change." Oh yeah, that's part of owning a car.
Yeah.
tires, gas twice a week. I mean,
Yeah. It's all.
It goes to the doctor.
I will
too.
say, speaking of kids, I was really impressed today because both the kids had a dentist appointment today. And only one of them had a cavity, and it wasn't David.
Well, that's good.
yeah.
But you know what? They don't like going to the doctor now because they're older, and so the doctor hands me paperwork, and I'm like, bullshit, and I hand it to them. I'm like, you can do it yourself. I ain't
My
doing it.
daughter last week, she's like, I moved out. I'm tired of all this stuff. You guys are so mean and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, good luck with that. She left to go hang out with her friends, come back a couple hours later. I decided I'm just going to live off you and Mom until I'm 18.
Oh yeah, because another hard realization that they had is they're like, how much do you guys pay for groceries every month? So we kind of give them the grocery budget and tell them what it is, and then we tell them the figure, and we're like, do you know how much of that we get to eat?
Right.
Like 10% maybe. So think about this every month is that I pay for groceries and 90% of it I don't even eat as an adult when you have kids. And they're like, wait a minute.
Yep.
And I'm like, what do you think? There's some magical food fairy that shows up with all this food?
Speaking of money, I saw a TikTok video the other day that was really cute. Is this mom and this kid, and the mom was asking the kid was asking mom for $50 for a toy or something, and the mom's like, "What do you think? Money grows on trees?" And the kid goes, Where does paper come? Where does money come made of? Paper. Where does paper come from? Trees.
That was a good one.
And should I go? Fuck, you got me.
Well, right. You get those smart kids like that just drive you crazy. Like the ones, you're going to a holiday party for the family and it thunders or something. And you're like, oh, that's just potatoes falling off the potato wagon or something, And then you get this little smart ass 9-year-old that's like, well, actually, it's when a warm front and a cold front come together in the clouds, and you're like, guess what? I don't give a shit. I wasn't asking for a scientific explanation.
Yeah, you start doing the weather on it.
Oh man, yeah. You don't want to hear about it. So before we go around, everyone is going to tell their favorite short joke. We'll go around and do that. But I have one more question for Jordan for tonight, and what we're going to ask him is what he wants to be in his life. So, what's your career aspirations, Jordan? What are you going to tell us you want to do?
I want to be a farmer.
Hey,
I mean,
all
that's
right.
legit, right? I mean, at least it's something. Because before that, it was I want to be a YouTuber, and I'm like, you know how hard that is.
I thought you said Spider-Man for a second. I was like, what?
I mean, yeah, I want to be Spider-Man. Who doesn't want to be Spider-Man?
Right?
You get all the tail you want. So we'll go around the room. Everyone will tell their favorite short joke. It doesn't have to be about short people. Is not what I'm saying. Just something that's really short. And then we'll do rapid fire quick, and we'll get out of here. So we're gonna start with Double Dirty Big B. Go ahead and tell us your favorite short joke.
Oh, geez. Let me see here. I wish I had my paper because I wrote some down like a few weeks ago. What do baseballs or oh God, I gotta think because it's not gonna come out right. What do baseball stats and bikinis have in common?
I don't know.
They reveal a lot, but nothing, significant. I guess I got to find the joke. I just butchered it, but it has something to do with how much they reveal a lot, but yet, not too much or something. I got to find the piece of paper.
That would make sense, Chris.
Yeah.
All right. So this is about the actor, not the baseball player. How do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
I don't know.
You follow the Fresh Prince.
That is a good one.
I actually like that one. That was good. That was good. I like that one, Chris.
That is a good one. I do like that.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Little Johnny jokes. Little Johnny's new baby brother is screaming up a storm. He asks his mom, where'd we get him? His mother replies, he came from heaven. Johnny says, wow, I can see why they threw him out.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. So mine goes something like this. It goes, this guy gets a call and says, you need to come to the emergency room. Your mother-in-law's here, and we have some news for you. So he goes down there, and the doctor goes, well, I got good news and bad news. What do you want first? And he's like, well, always give me the bad news. And he's like, well, the bad news is that, I guess I'll start with the good news. The good news is that your mother-in-law didn't die. In fact, she's going to live probably 20, 30 more years. However, the accident left her where you're going to have to take care of her and do everything for her for the next 20 or 30 years. You're going to have to bathe her, change her diapers, feed her, do all this stuff. And he's like, damn, doc, if that's the good news, like what could be, or if that's the bad news, what would be worse than that? He's like, I'm just kidding. She died. Yeah. I'd probably get in trouble for that joke.
My son told me a knock-knock joke today, and I freaking walked right into it. I should have known the punchline. He's like, hey, Dad, knock-knock. I'm like, who's there? He's like, yo. I'm like, yo, who? And he's like, yo, mama. I'm like, how did I not see that going?
That's great. I saw this real quick. I saw this weatherman was doing these happy birthday tributes, that they do in the news sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And he's talking about the anniversaries and all that. And what was it he said? He said, "Oh, happy 10th birthday to Hugh Janus." And the anchor did that Messerod did. The anchor loses it. He's like laughing, and the weatherman's like, "What? That's who was next on the list." And he's like, "Read that again." And he's like, "Happy 10th birthday to." Oh man, I just fell for that live on the air.
I saw somebody fall for that one at a coffee shop. Kids order, probably in his mid-20s, order coffee, and the lady's like, "What's the name on it?" He goes, "Jack me off." And she's like, "Okay," writes it down, and then she gets the coffee. She goes, "All right, here's the order for Jack me off."
Yeah, that's funny. You could do some of those. I used to do Hugh G Rection for a name. That's a classic one.
Amanda Hug and Kiss is always good.
Yeah. Amanda Hug and Kiss. You walk up to a Chinese person, at Safeway or something, and you're like, "Do you have any come up some young guy in the back?"
Yeah. Oh, we did that prank at work when I was working at a video store, before they closed. We called up a guy. One of my buddies did. He goes, "Yeah, could you tell me you got movie Cream of Some Young Guy?" And you could hear him typing out there. He's like, "No, we don't have any movie." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I'm looking on the Cream, Some Young, and Guy, and I don't have any on there."
Oh man.
I saw a classic one on Facebook the other day. A guy pays for his coffee. And they asked him his name. He said Bueller. So he paid for his coffee and left. And they burst like Bueller.
Yeah.
Love that
No,
movie.
That's great. That's great.
That's
Real
good.
quick, one question each on rapid fire. I'll go around and ask you guys. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, we're going to start with you tonight. Chris, we're going to ask you, if you had to choose one destination to go anywhere in the world, all expenses paid, the only thing is that you have to lose one of your senses. So either sight, smell, taste. So where would you go and what sense would you give up?
Ooh.
Wow.
I go to Hawaii, and probably the scent I would probably lose is smell. I don't know.
Smell. All right.
It's hard to choose.
Tim Hendricks says Bora Bora and the scent of smell, or the sense of smell. Yeah.
All right.
So Big B,
Yeah.
you have the option. You can be locked down in quarantine with your wife or your mother-in-law.
Man. My mother-in-law can cook. I mean, that would be the only benefit, really. But I guess that's tough. I mean, I guess I would have to go. I would have to go with my wife. It probably wouldn't last too long, but
All right.
It
Mess
took me
around.
awful long to answer that question. I hope your wife's not watching.
nah, she's
Right.
sleeping. She's snoring.
Yeah. Mess around, Dave.
Yep.
You get an all expenses paid trip to anywhere in America you want to go. The only thing is, you have to spend that entire time with either Aaron Rodgers or Dak
Nagy.
Prescott. Dak Prescott or Aaron Rodgers.
Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers. God.
Spend the whole day with them, skipping down the sidewalk, holding their hands.
You
Say,
know what?
we are family.
It's gonna surprise you, but I'm gonna say you know the answer where I'm going. It's Chicago. I'm going to Chicago. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers with me so somebody will kill him on the street.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's great. That's awesome. All right.
I got a quick one for young Jordan there.
Okay, hang on. Let me give him the headphones.
All right.
I'm kidding. I really don't want Aaron Rodgers dead.
Okay, go ahead.
Blondes or brunettes there, young Jordan?
Blondes.
All right.
Jordan, you have one night with your celebrity crush. Who is it?
Celebrity crush. Who is it?
It's Rebel Wilson.
Not bad, not bad.
All right. Nice to talk to you.
All right.
All right. So we even got some answers from him. Okay, so we are over time tonight, but let's go 30 seconds. Chris, give us something.
Thank you guys for watching, tuning in. We are having great shows this week, and I believe tomorrow is entertainment hour.
Yep.
So make sure to tune in for that tomorrow.
All right. Mess around, Dave.
I don't like you anymore, Chrissy. I really don't like you anymore. How dare you post that in the comment section? It's facts, so he does own us. Son of a bitch. Anyways, my 30 seconds is probably elapsed, so I'm good.
All right. Double dirty Big B.
Yeah, just keep checking us out. Chris is right. Tomorrow is entertainment hour. It's supposed to be You Think You Know, but I got family obligations, so we'll bring that back the following 2 weeks in a row. So if you want to be on, give a shout out to myself or anybody from C2C. We'll see if we can get you on. But outside of
All
that,
right.
thanks for the viewers for viewing.
Yes, thank you very much. And real quick, Christy Wilson says that she will be a guest on Kicking It with Isaiah and Ace on Thursday. So everyone look forward to that.
We're on Four Bros Friday.
Christy will be on Thursday, so we'll all look forward to that and seeing her for the first time on Coast to Coast Network.
Second time.
Second time.
Second time, excuse me. Forgive me. You're right.
First time to get the face off against Isaiah. Can't
That's
wait.
true. God. Like, I think if I had to do that, I'd hang myself.
It's actually not bad. It's really funny. It's hard not to laugh at it when he says something stupid. It really is.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'll be roasting Isaiah big time. Yeah, I don't doubt that, Christy Wilson. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. However, catch us on YouTube, Anchor, our own Coast to Coast Network.com. Catch us there. Catch us on Facebook, of course. And we thank you for watching, listening, wherever you are. We will see you all on the other side.